Apocalypse!
Today we're going to be unboxing the Marvel Legends Age of Apocalypse series. This is a Build-A-Figure that includes Sugarman, who is a very ugly character and I know nothing about outside of the Age of Apocalypse. We also have the vintage Toy Biz 90s deluxe monster figure, which is a very strange character. I don't really know what to think about Sugarman. But today we're going to be building Sugarman. So there you go, Kelsey, if you'd like to open that bad boy up. Jean Grey is the first one we're going to open, and she comes with the main component of the Sugarman Build-A-Figure. It's like his face and his backside and his suspenders.
Okay. So here's Jean. Woo. Get your foot out of this, sister.
Jean's got a very 90s look to her. She's got like a short pixie cuts. Big 90s shoulder pads like my mom used to wear, or you'd see on like Designing Women.
I thought she looked like David Bowie, kind of.
I can see the Bowie look, yeah, the face tattoo.
Especially with the shoulder
the
pads.
red hair, the face tattoo.
Yeah.
The one thing I don't like about this figure is that like her midsection articulation is a little too overcompensated, so you can see there she bends back and has a very clear hole where she's connected. I don't know, that's the only flaw I really see with Jean Grey. Pretty cool figure. And so
can we put her in here, like inside of here?
No, this is separate.
She can dress up like him.
She's wearing Sugarman skin.
Yeah. Like, woo. His mouth is disgusting.
Yeah, his tongue is wicked. He's got a venom looking tongue.
There we go.
So the next figure we're looking at is the Dark Beast. And Dark Beast is kind of like the evil version of the Beast, the Hank McCoy we all know and love.
Was he working for Apocalypse?
Yeah.
He was in charge of taking their genetics.
Yeah, he was,
Or he took Jean's genetics, and then he also took Cyclops' genetics to create it.
Yeah, he was a genetic terrorist that worked for Mr. Sinister.
Woo!
Mr. Sinister. So he's a pretty cool figure. The first Beast we got earlier this year is very hard to come by now in the Marvel Legends in the 90s Jim Lee style. This is a close second right here. Dark Beast is a fan favorite. He survived into the mainstream reality after the Age of Apocalypse storyline ended. So he's got some staying power. And he comes with...
I like his hair. He's
yeah,
got little...
pretty stylish. He's very Wolfman-like. And he comes with Sugarman's hammer. Just a big, looks like Thor's hammer, except it says sugar on it. So I don't know what that's about.
I think that's rad.
It's cool.
I like it.
It's a cool accessory, but it's like I have no idea what that means in the story. I just can't remember.
And this is just an interchangeable.
Yeah, Dark
hands.
Beast comes with an extra set of hands, so you can technically balance him in like a 3-point position to where he can do a little handstand.
Okay.
Pretty cool, but it's very like delicate balance, like the wind will just blow it over. Who's next?
Sunfire. So I thought that this figure looked really cool.
Super rad. My favorite Japanese mutant in all the X-Men. Actually, the only Japanese mutant I can think of off the top of my head.
What about Samurai?
Yeah, Silver Samurai.
Silver Samurai.
He's Japanese, that's right. Okay, so 2. Pretty good representation. X-Men have always been good about that, about diversifying their characters.
So he's got like, he's kind of translucent. And he's got this really awesome mask.
Super cool design, for sure.
Pretty easy to pose.
Here, what's really interesting is this is a total reproduction of a Sunfire that was one of the first Hasbro Marvel Legends about 10-15 years ago.
That's awesome.
And the only real update that they did to this figure was I think the head sculpt is different. It looks a little more organic in terms of flame, where the original one I think was like just 2 little like flames. He looked like he had weird melted horns or something. This figure is
he's got flames in the back as
minor,
well.
But a good improvement for sure.
He comes with these arms.
Sugarman's arms.
His arms.
You got
Muscle
that
Man
big,
arms.
strong arms. All right, next up we've got Wild Child. He's super lame. Why we got an action figure of this guy? No idea.
He's like more complicated and interesting though, because he's kind of playing on both sides, right? So he is working for Apocalypse.
Is he? He's a double agent?
And then, well, because he gets sent to Alcatraz
Okay.
And then they throw him in there with Sabretooth.
But he becomes an X-Man, right?
But then he befriends Sabretooth, and then they escape Alcatraz and go join the X-Men, and they're like, oh yeah, you're kind of sketchy, but you're cool now, it's all good.
From what I recall 25 years ago reading Age of Apocalypse, this character is meaningless. I know he's best friends with Sabretooth, but I thought he was like an offspring of Sabretooth, or his like sex slave or love child or something.
They
like,
kind of...
The chain was very...
Yeah, it's pretty...
It's very like ambiguously
kind of
gay
erotic.
Duo type of like relationship between the
they
two.
sent... They put Sabretooth in his cell with him because they thought, okay, Wild Child's gonna mess him up if we put him in there with him, because he kind of switched sides and became a bad guy, right? And then he just lost his mind and just started attacking everybody, including like Mr. Sinister.
He's a wild
everyone.
child.
So, yeah, he's kind of weird.
Very minor character. You'll probably see this one around, so pick him up. He's cool. He's got a cool chain accessory, but it just doesn't like... The one gripe I have with this figure is it doesn't really stay on him well, so it's better to just like wrap his chain around in like a kinetic like snapshot, like freeze frame type of pose, like Wild Child gone wild type of thing. He also comes with the back half of Sugarman's big fat body. Okay, who you got next? Who else you got over there? I'm down to one figure.
X-Men.
Who's coming together?
A.K.A. Nate.
Nate Gray.
Nate Gray. So I had a question for Kyle when I first saw this figure. Come out of here, little buddy. He had like what looked like flames coming out of his eye, but he was like, that's his psychic powers coming from his mind. But he's pretty cool. He's got his like little uniform on. He looks kind of...
He looks like in the Age of Apocalypse, he's the only like X-Men who got his custom tailored costume before the world went to hell and Apocalypse like took over North America. It's very
he like
strange.
kind of looks like a pirate.
It's just very strange. I dig his costume, but I wish it had another accent color in it besides just being blue and yellow. He looks like a schoolboy from the far future.
Well, he's
something.
kind of like the Disney Prince of X-Men a little bit,
definitely.
where he's like Mr. Popular, super handsome, good at everything he does.
Pretty much, yeah. He doesn't have to learn anything because he can just read your mind and know how to play piano like Elton John or something like that.
But his character is interesting to me because he ends up wanting to become like a shaman, so he goes through like that transformation, which I think makes his character super interesting. And then he also comes with...
He comes with a set of arms.
Set of arms. So
Sugarman...
Put these in there. Oh, he's pointing in this.
Yeah, he's like, I'm coming for you! Sugarman comes with 2 sets of arms. That's how mutant of a freak he is.
I don't ever want to like break anything because I'm really heavy-handed, but these are really sturdy. And he's got lots of jewelry and bracelets. He's got little buttons. It's kind of like reminds me of like an 80s punk.
I've not heard anyone bring up this character in conversation since the 90s. And even then, I would have been like, well, who the is Sugarman? We'll have to bleep that.
Bleep! My last dude I have over here is Morph.
Morph! Morph, a little bit of background, was my very first action figure I ever got as a kid. I must have been like 3 or 4, and I was going to the lame side of my family's Christmas. I didn't really know what Ninja Turtles were or who the X-Men were, but because of Aunt Jo, I had a ton of little like toys to play with and make my imagination bring that world to life. So thank you, Aunt Jo. And Morph here looks much different than the original Morph figure does.
He kind of looks like Voldemort.
This version of Morph is much cooler than the Morph that's in the animated show and whatever canon he was in the comics. Because he's not so much like a whiny, like conniving, like Weasley dude. He's more of like a goofy, slapsticky hero.
Yeah, he gets along with everyone.
Yeah, he's the comic
like
relief.
happy-go-lucky. And was he the one that was like the closest friend with
he was real close friends with Wolverine.
Wolverine,
in,
Mutant X.
but not in the Age of Apocalypse.
No.
That was the regular continuity. Yeah, I'm not sure what their relationship is in the Age of Apocalypse. But Morph is cool because this character survived past the Age of Apocalypse. This character is, I believe, currently on a super team called the Exiles, which are super dope. And there are a lot of Marvel Legends out right now that you can collect and build your own Exiles team. They're sick because they're like all the greatest like what if stories and alternate realities in the Marvel universe. And they're kind of the defenders of multiple realities where they go and fix problems that might be happening with alternate realities and in different dimensions where these characters live, such as the Age of Apocalypse. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty respectable. And he's got a really cool molding where he has pinched gloves, kind of like the Three Musketeers style, which I really like.
Yeah, and same with his boots.
His boots are very like puffy, like a
Musketeers.
cavalier of sorts. And yeah, pretty cool figure. I like him, but I'm very partial to him because he was historically something very close to me. And he comes with one of Sugarman's nubby little legs. So.
Compared to his arms.
Yeah, his stupid little legs.
How does he walk?
I don't know, yeah. It's a cool Build-A-Figure, though. I will say that, folks. Definitely get the whole set.
Yeah, it's
while
really
they're
cool.
on shelves. And last but not least, we've got everybody's favorite mutants. And probably the most widely abundant character that they've made in the Marvel Legends next to Spider-Man. Spider-Man's probably a close second, but Wolverine, good old Wolverine. You can't release action figures without at least a minimum of one Wolverine in each series. And this one is Weapon X Wolverine, and he is stupid. Look at this big hair.
He looks like he's ready to go to like a Poison concert.
It's like it's based on the original art from the Age of Apocalypse, which was not honestly my favorite artistic style. That was kind of like why I never got heavy into the Age of Apocalypse stuff. I loved all the X-Men stuff up until Age of Apocalypse, and then the comic book industry kind of like got crappy in the 90s just after that.
He is like completely articulated. His head, everything.
This Wolverine comes with an alternate accessory on his like severed claw hand. He comes with just a metal nub, so you can switch that out for action features if you like your Wolverine just chilling, like having a day off, drinking some mint juleps in the sun. Like, you can do that. You don't have to have claws out. Claws out, balls out, you know? All right.
I'm going to put him next to Jean.
So this is the series. It's a pretty cool little series. The Marvel Legends, every wave that comes out is just getting better and better in terms of like technical detail and new sculpt. That Jean Grey is a recycled sculpt. This Sunfire is a reproduction, but it's got vast upgrades in some of the minor sculpt details with the flames.
That's my favorite out of all of them.
I really like Nate Gray's like laser eye, his like psychic optic telekinesis thing. That's a really cool feature. It's not very fragile either. It's pretty well glued in there and well sculpted. It doesn't feel like it's going to break off if you throw it in the toy chest or on a pile of figures, what have you. So here we go. This is the Age of Apocalypse. Marvel Legends, the newest wave, out now. You can find it in our shop. Make an appointment today or contact us online. Give us a call and we'll help you get the figures you need to complete your collection. And here he is, the man of the hour, Sugarman. Sugarman.
Looking so good.
Not nearly as cool as the Rodriguez song, I must say.
Yeah, true.
This is the current Marvel Legends Build-A-Figure in the original vintage figure, which you can see leaps and bounds is a much cooler modern version of a very obscure character no one will be talking about, but you can have him now. He's pretty cool.
He's fun.
All right.
I like his hammer.
Y'all enjoy the toys. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.